came from the mud. There's dirt on my hands. Strong like a tree. There's roots where I stand. Oh, I've been running from the law.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is Adam with TAT Express, and we are live at 2 p.m., guys. Sorry if we're running a little behind. We've been out in the shop shooting. Guys, I hope everyone's doing good. Thanks for everybody joining us. We got about 30 viewers right now. If you make sure to hit that like button. Thanks for joining us. What's up, everybody? Cash is king. What's up, chat? Guys, we're doing live as well. We're going to be talking about deletes today. We've been getting a lot of questions about these deletes. I kind of looked around to see what kind of information is out there. So we're going to do this. This is going to be a live video. So in this live video, we're also getting questions that come in from chat, guys. So if you got questions or concerns about your truck, make sure to hit us up on chat. We're more than happy to help you. What's up, guys? Where are you guys watching from? I see guys out here in New York, got North Carolina. What's up, guys? How you guys doing? What's up, bro? Hope you guys are all doing well. So we're going to be talking about deletes. Let's get to this. All right. So what is deletes? Deletes is basically eliminating the after treatment system, eliminating your DPF filter, your EGR system. And basically before we go in too deep into this, I'm just going to give you just a heads up. I'm going to talk about what we've seen since after treatments come out and what we've seen with deletes. I want to mention that we do not do deletes at my shop, that we do not do any kind of modification on the after treatment system, guys. So make sure we don't ask about that. We don't do any deletes here. Okay, guys. So that being said, I've had a shop before since before after treatment systems were being put on trucks. So we've seen the whole process of after treatment systems being put on, what's working, what's not working. So this is going to be pretty much what we see in my shop. Now, going back to what is a delete. A delete is eliminating the after treatment system. One thing, it is illegal, guys. This is why we don't do any kind of work like that. I know you guys heard the story about EPA and everything that's going on with violating any of these EPA orders like that. I'm gonna move over here so the chat's not blocking me. So hey, Texas, hey guys, how you doing? Indiana, India, Los Angeles, what's up? Fort Lauderdale, got some viewers from Florida. How you guys doing? Got Texas watching. What's up, chat? Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining us, guys. Chicago, thanks for joining us. That's a nice city. I wonder what part you guys are from. Adam, how could you find out how many hours idle does a truck have? What do I ask for from a service person? If it's a Detroit, you're gonna ask for a DDAC report. That's what you're gonna be looking for if you want hours, how much time it's been idling, any kind of information like that. It's gonna come on a DDAC report. If it's gonna be a Cummins usually it's called an abuse report. You're gonna get a lot of information there about idle. We talked about that in our last video. I'm going to be releasing a video on how to pull those reports from a DD15. Texas, Fort Worth. Thanks for watching us. Sugarland, Texas, down by Houston. How you guys doing? Okay, so back to deletes. Okay, so as I mentioned, everything that I'm going to be covering is basically deletes that we see, what kind of repairs that happen in our shop. When I'm giving you an example. Okay, so what are deletes? Deletes, as I mentioned, is eliminating the after treatment system. How are they doing it? There's not just a quick answer for that. If you look across the board, they're trying different ways to do this. So basically, they find different ways to try to get this, trick the computer, if you say, or what they'll do is maybe find programs and, you're paying these cheap tunes. You're paying for these cheap deletes. And I've mentioned this in some of my other videos. These deletes, these programs, are going to be coming from people out of the country. I've had these same people contact me, from out of the country, trying to sell you a package that have the delete program so you can do deletes at your location and whatnot. All you got to do is this, that, and the other. And I see the failures that happen with these engines that are coming in. And most of the time there's issues with what happens, what's going on with the deletes. And I see different ways that they're doing the deletes. Once the engines actually have failures, they come into the shop. They want us to repair it. We dig into it, and that's when we find, hey, the EGR's been blocked off. This plate's been put on over here. Hell, we've seen block off plates break loose and going into the intake and just tearing up intakes and just tearing up a lot of stuff. So, deletes is a very this subject we could probably talk on for probably all day about deletes, but I'm just kind of giving you an idea of what, as a technician, what we see with deletes. What most of the time what they're doing is doing different types of programs with the computer. Okay, they're eliminating sensors that the computer is looking for, eliminating and manipulating readings that the sensors are looking for, so that the computer or the truck will still run normal. Now you have people trying to come up with different softwares to do this, different bootleg type softwares, if you would say, and then you got people copyrighting those softwares. So now you got all these different types of programs that people are just programming on trucks, punching holes in filters and putting block off plates and saying, hey, your engine's good to go. As I mentioned, not only is this illegal, there's no 100% guarantee that you're going to have a solid truck after you do this delete. Most of the time we see these engine failures, and we see these failures happen after deletes. It's going to be after the truck has been ran for a couple years. Okay, so not all the time is the failure going to happen right away. But you got to think about what you're spending when you're doing these cheap deletes, and you got all these people doing these different deletes, and they're eliminating this big system, or this expensive system, that if it's not working correctly while it's working correctly, it's going to cost you money. And then you're trying to manipulate the system, and you don't know what's going to work out until you actually have all the time put in it. It's very risky to do those type of deletes, and just the different styles of deletes that they're doing out there. It's nuts. I seen this guy do block off plates in different areas on the DPF filter, trying to manipulate. These engines are manufactured and they're tested with these systems intact. Now, as I mentioned, it is illegal to do this. So trying to get these done by somebody that doesn't have all the equipment, or they're just trying to come up with different ways to manipulate the system, is very risky, guys. Spending $1,200, $1,500 on a tune, even $2,000 on a tune, is pretty much, I would say, I would recommend staying away from those, man, because, okay, you talk about diesel engines. And Chad, I'm gonna catch up with you guys in a minute. Chad is live, guys. He's got people from Tennessee. How you guys doing? Alvin from Mississippi checking in. Thanks. Chicago again out there. Fort Lauderdale out there in Indiana. I'm sorry, that's India. Thanks for joining us. Fort Worth, Texas, Sugar Land. I think I already came across you guys. Delete equals making holes. Houston out here. Hope you guys are all right after that storm, guys. Louisiana as well. LA in the house. Boston, how you guys doing? Bowling Green, Kentucky, how you guys doing? Connecticut, live. We got a lot of guys on today. I guys appreciate all you guys joining us. And guys, as I mentioned, we're talking about deletes, and I'm sorry if I don't have the exact solution for your problem when it comes to after treatment systems and eliminating them, because I'm gonna tell you, there's a lot of shops out there that want to sell these deletes that are getting sold to them to make that quick dollar. Okay, a lot of these engines are already rated at B50, 1.2, 1.5, B50 rating. What that means is 50% of those engines, 50% of the diesel engines are going to need major repairs by 1.2, 1.5 million miles. This is all depending on your maintenance. If you're not, of course, you're not doing maintenance, you're not going to have a solid engine even getting close to that mileage. So now here you are I'm not trying to attack anybody, guys. I'm just trying to give you information. Okay, now we got this delete that's put in that's going to be manipulating my system, that is manipulating the intake, manipulating fuel. Fuel is a big thing. When I see this with Cummins, I see this a lot with Cummins, is Cummins already has issues with building up a lot of soot on the top of that piston, and over time that soot can break loose and start scraping that liner. So, Cummins has come out with different liners, different designs on the pistons on how to eliminate that space where it's not going to be going and building up any soot right there. So whenever you have a delete on a truck, is basically, because most of the times when these guys get deletes done, they're adding horsepower as well. Horsepower is going to be added with a diesel engine. There's only one way to add horsepower, and that's dumping more fuel in that engine. Of course, it's going to run stronger, and you're going to feel it. But what is it going to do over time? How is it going to do it? If you look at race trucks, or if you look at race cars, most of those engines are only ran one time, just boom, 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 and one time, and they rebuild it. Okay, we're talking about an engine that's running for hours and hours. Okay, we're running for a long time. We're running all day. We're running over to this side of the country, over on this side. And most of the guys, I think the average is 100,000 miles. Is the average on a truck's travel for OTR operation. That's a lot of operation. So when you're trying to cut corners and get deletes, I understand it can be frustrating dealing with these deletes or dealing with these after treatment systems and how much it's costing and all this. But you got to be careful on who you're using when you're getting these trucks fixed. We get a lot of guys come into the shop with bad diagnostics. We're doing a job today. Actually, not a job. We're doing a video today. It's probably going to come out in a few more weeks, guys. So keep an eye out for it. It's about a particular customer that chose a wrong shop, and they took him down the wrong road. Luckily, he finally got his truck out of there, and I wanted to share everything that we found on this. But that's going to be on a later video. Today, we're still talking about deletes, and I'm here just to give you as much information as possible. But this shop, we've been in business before DPF systems were put on these trucks. You know, we were back when EGRs was the first approach with the 60 series. You know, they were just barely putting EGR systems in. Caterpillar was trying to come up with their design, and everybody was really struggling with controlling the NOx, which is the carbon oxide, is basically what they're shutting down. And this is very interesting because I feel like I kind of have it's not my idea, but I see it in a lot of different articles that we may become close to a solution for zero emissions. And it's going to have to do with newer technology working together with what we have already. And this is what kind of takes, of course. And it sucks that a lot of this cost is falling on the owner operators, because if you do have a faulty system, you're dealing with a bad shop, by that time you're so much out of pocket that these after treatments are putting people out of business. I understand it's not easy. You know, and I'm not for, hey, you know what, let's keep spending money on these systems, but at the same time, it's illegal to eliminate them. Not only that, as I mentioned, the risk that you're taking, that is my engine going to last long? Is my engine going to last the next couple of years? Yeah, I'm having an after treatment problem. Let me eliminate this system, and I'm rolling the dice whether it's going to last for a long time or not. The deletes are very, as I mentioned, they're very sketchy deletes. There's a lot of very sketchy deletes out there. These guys are charging $1,500, $1,600, $2,000 the most to do a delete, to eliminate a $15,000, $20,000 system. To manipulate, that type of hardware is not going to be that easy. And as I mentioned, a lot of times it's going to happen. The failures are going to happen down the road. It's not going to happen right after you do the delete. Guys, thank you for everybody that's joining us. Make sure you hit that like button. Guys, I'm going to try to catch up to chat here. We got a lot of viewers on today. We got a comment here from Paul, deletes from Bombay. You see, they're going to be deletes throwing you out. It's kind of like, bootleg TV or bootleg videos. They're going to be out there all over the place. You go to Walmart, you go to the gas station, people are going to try to sell you a delete. You go to a truck stop, people are going to try to sell you deletes. It's out there. There's, like I said, people will buy it, and then they manipulate it or they copy it and they resell it, and it just keeps getting just copied and copied. Is EGR necessary to require an after treatment system? Yes, EGRs are necessary for after treatment systems, and the reason why they're necessary is because they're reading the different pressures, and they're reading the different readings coming out of the one box system or whatever system you have, the NOx, and basically they're closing or opening to add more recirculated gas into the intake to cause more NOx, or to cut back, make more circulation, cause more air. So yeah, if your EGR is not working correctly, you can have after treatment problems as well. Guys, thanks everybody for joining us. If you got questions or concerns about your truck, make sure to hit us up here on chat. We got super chat available. Guys, I hope you guys liked the video we just released today about J1939. That's a pretty particular head scratching video or head scratching problem that you're going to see. We see it a lot. A lot of guys out there trying to get those problems fixed. We got viewers from South Africa. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for showing us out in South Africa. I hope the weather is fine. We had some pretty tough rain earlier today. Paul says, just imagine getting a level 1 inspection. Goodbye, truck, or your career. If you do get caught in some areas, mostly in the west areas like California, they are doing tests at stops that can test these systems, that are testing the NOx coming out of the system. It's basically the same system that they do on an inspection, on a vehicle inspection, not a commercial inspection. We are a commercial inspection station here, and it's not required that by the state that we check the NOx coming out of the truck. That's not required by us, but that's a different type of inspection. If you get an inspection on the side of the road, that's considered a federal inspection. those inspections are going to be basically done from a federal level. So their rules are a lot more stricter. And in some cases, if California has their own people out there at those weigh stations checking out those NOx's, then yeah, you can definitely get popped for that. And I'm going to tell you, new technology is going to be the solution, guys. I want to talk about that later on today in this live. I kind of saw this a while back, and I want to thank a viewer that kind of posted this video on one of my other videos when I talked about after treatment systems. And that's the first time I had eyes on this new technology that's basically they're coming out with. That's going to be, actually, it's already out. It just doesn't have enough support to get put on trucks. It's expensive. And at the same time, when we talk about expenses and we talk about this, you're spending $2,000 to fix a $15,000-$20,000 system and expect it's like a patch. You don't know how it's going to work. You don't know how long it's going to work. And then the modifications where they're changing out the manifolds and different style turbos. If you're spending that type of money, you might as well fix the problem and keep on moving. We got a question here. We got a comment here from Robert here on chat. Dodge 3500 Cummins 6.7 has been deleted. DPF full induction lights on. How can I get that induction off? That's another. Thank you for sharing that, Robert. As I mentioned, we're doing a live today. We got everybody here on live. We got a few viewers on, guys. Thanks for everybody joining us. We're up to about 50-something viewers, guys. If you know anybody that can use my channel or find my channel useful, if they're an owner operator, if they're in the market for a truck, or if they're thinking about doing a delete, share this video. Make sure to like, share. Share this video to your page. We've been working hard to build the traffic. If any of my videos have helped you and you want to support the channel as well, you can hit us up on Cash App. Cash App is just an app you can download on your phone. You can link it to any credit card or bank account, and you can hit us up. It's $TAT Express if you want to support the channel. Or you can leave us a review either on Facebook or Google. I'm not telling you guys to make up a story, but if any of my information has helped you, it'd be more than thankful. It'd be more than appreciated if you're able to share that experience with everybody. Puerto Rico's in the house, new to trucking. I guarantee you're probably new to trucking with that. No, I'm just joking. That's a good name. New to trucking. I hope you don't take offense, guys. I'm just joking. Puerto Rico. I wonder how the trucking is in Puerto Rico. I'm pretty sure you guys have a lot to move. And I've been reading articles lately on how everything's doing here in the States, guys. So if you're owner operator, I know you've probably seen the difference in the past month of the demand that's going on. The volume's picking up. The last mile stuff, the LTL stuff, a lot of it's popping. There's a lot of movement going out there, guys. So make sure to keep maintenance on your truck. And if you have an issue with an after treatment system and you're looking at deleting it, I would just suggest not doing it, just because, as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, there's different things that you're going to be risking when it comes to, is my delete going to last long? Is my delete even going to work? Am I going to cause this problem? Am I going to cause that problem? Where am I going to get my truck worked on? New to trucking, you said a DAT or DAC report for a DD15 or a DD12 to find out how many hours on idle time. Could you write it in the chat? Yeah, it's a DDAC report. If you look it up, if you have online access, you can look up DDAC report. It's a free application. You are gonna need to buy something to check, something to hook up to the truck. So if you don't have like a NextLink IQ or something like that to hook up, then you're definitely gonna not be able to pull these reports. But these reports, as I mentioned, are reports that you can pull from a Detroit, and they're gonna give you idle times. It's very important information. It's DDEC, DDAC report. Let me write that down. DDEC report. You can download the software free. You can use any kind of computer, but you are gonna need a medium to connect to the truck so that you can pull this information. So hopefully that helps. And that's a viewer from Puerto Rico. So guys, hey, what's up, Transport? Thanks for joining us. I was wondering where you were. I haven't seen you in a little bit since we first got started. Puerto Rico, as I mentioned, is a house. There is no such thing as a clean idle. No, there isn't. But I'm going to tell you something that's about this new technology. And you know what? I keep boasting about this new technology, and I don't want to talk about it too much because it's still like I need to do more research about it too. But it looks proven. And then when I look at some more articles, I'm looking at articles like Maritime. I did a video on what COVID was doing with logistics. And I keep up with Maritime as well. And basically, guys, if you don't know what that is, that's just everything across the board, ships, planes, everything like that. and they're looking for solutions as well. If you think about trucks creating all this NOx, imagine how much ships are producing. They're producing massive amounts. And these guys are dealing with the same problem. They're trying to figure out ways to get this solution done. And I saw an article today that's talking about the same solution, this new technology that they're using that I've seen in some other areas as well. How do you feel about performance modules from AG Diesel Solutions? This is not a delete, but it bumps up the power. Okay, so Big Josh, thanks for that question. I do not recommend any kind of power adders or anything that's going to be modifying these diesel engines that are manufactured in a way that they're manufactured in a way so that you cannot modify it, for one thing. There's not a lot of software out there that can allow you to modify it. So for somebody to really do these tunes correctly, like they do on vehicles, like if they did want to do a performance tune, you got to dyno these vehicles for a long period of time, and you have to have access to the actual main systems to be able to rewrite these programs. And no, Detroit's not allowing it. The way people are doing it is they're having bootleg software that's outdated, that's actually rewriting systems in place of newer systems, and that's how they're able to actually rewrite the systems, which is not a good thing. You have newer technology. You want that newer technology running up to date with the newest updates, everything like that. We have customers that we've mentioned that have to go into dealers to get updates for these systems. We offer updates as well, and it is kind of annoying to get these updates, but you got to think about it. If you have a computer, if anybody has a computer at home, there's updates that are happening, and this is going to be more. I actually feel like it's going to happen more often with these updates, and us having to be more update with the systems. So transport has, sooner or later, everyone who's done a delete has had their engine goodbye. Yeah, goodbye. He's right. Sooner or later it happens. As I mentioned at the beginning of the chat, most diesel engines are going to be B50 rating. Now, if you guys don't understand what B50 means, that means that 50% of the engine, or 50% of the engine, or 50% of those engines at the miles mentioned are going to need major repairs. So, for example, DD15s are 1.2 million B50 rating. So that means 50% of them are going to need overhauls done at 1.2 miles. It all depends on maintenance. So now you're throwing tunes in the mix that's adding me more power. It's taking away the efficiency of the engine because I want to manipulate the system. Over time, you're going to see it's going to cause problems. Trying to save money on it like that, I just don't suggest it. Any aftermarket performance, if it's not released by Detroit, I wouldn't mess with it. Detroit has really kind of encrypted their newer stuff where you're not able just to go on there and rewrite systems. And what they're doing, as I mentioned, is they're using older systems. They're using older systems before these encryptions were in place, and that's how they're getting them past it. They're rewriting it with older software or older programs, and that's what's causing you to have problems. They're having it dump more fuel so it doesn't do this, having it make more power, doing this. So it does make problems, and it's a gamble, guys. It's a gamble. GS says, what's up? Too many mechanical failures out there, bro. There is a lot of mechanical failures, and if guys are doing their PM schedules, we got a new video that's gonna get released next week, and it's basically kind of talking about a maintenance schedule and how to keep a maintenance schedule. And guys, if you keep a solid maintenance schedule, you'll be very surprised on what you'll get in return when it comes to fuel mileage. There was a DD15 that just got off the shop last week that we did a video on that had 8 miles to the gallon on its DDAC report. Well, if you look at the brochure on that particular engine, it's not even average. It's not even showing that it hits 8 miles to the gallon. And I know this guy's running. He runs for Landstar, so I know they got freight. I know they're moving. So I can understand that. So guys, keeping a good maintenance schedule, keeping up to road speed. Don't go crazy 75 just because it's 75 in some places doesn't mean you have to go 75. Be safe out there, guys. Always be safe. When you're using the cruise control as well, be careful. Make sure that you only use that on plain ground, because if you're going up hills, you're going to have issues when you're having cruise controls engaged, because your truck is going to push hard to make it up that hill to get back up to that road speed. There are new technology that's coming out. You know, a lot of these automatics are having them actual maps downloaded into the systems, and they're downloaded into the system where they can actually predict terrains and lower the gear, and really good interesting information and good net technology that Detroit's coming out with, and Volvo's doing it as well. A lot of these manufacturers are racing to stay up, to make sure to beat emissions and keep the efficiency of the engine. As I mentioned in some of my other videos, a lot of these diesel engines, these current engines, are a lot of the actual energy that the engine's producing is actually being wasted. A lot of it is actually not captured. Only like 30% of the diesel engine's energy is being captured. The rest of it is just being wasted and causing pollution. So it's a big deal, guys. So got some more questions here, or not, some more comments here on chat, guys. If you got any questions or concerns, make sure to leave it here below. DD15 engine is strong. If no after treatment, 2 years ago, 2 years going strong. The after treatment is okay, but not many mechanics know how to deal with it. I appreciate that information. You know, a lot of times what I would suggest with DD15s is ash cleaning on any engine that has an after treatment system. Get ash cleaning done at 300,000 miles. It's going to not only include cleaning the DPF filter, inspecting the DOC, getting that cleaned out, cleaning out the 7th injector or the injector nozzle, making sure that's not clogged up and spraying correctly, getting some eyes on the EGR cooler, and basically all the pressure sensors and all these pressure sensors and the intake sensors that's going on your engine. Those items are going to build up soot. And at 300,000 miles, it's just good practice to get in there and get some eyes on everything to get all that cleaned up. And if you can keep up with a maintenance schedule like that, then you're more than likely going to stay on top of your after treatment system, and you're not going to have any issues with it. So GSSO, put a resistor on J9TC. So now everybody, you know, Chad is now letting everybody know how to do their deletes. And this is just an example of how the different types of deletes that are going on out there. So it's really just rolling the dice with a pretty big investment that you have, and that's what's making you money right now. I know it's good idea, or not a good idea, or it's a good vision, or whatever you would say, a good dream. It would say it's a good dream to have a solid engine with no after treatment systems. But I mean, hey guys, we're in 2020. And we're just gonna go. It's gonna get even. We're gonna go even further. They're not gonna stop on the emission systems. They're not gonna start on wanting to cut down the emissions. And this is why I feel like this new technology that I was talking about, it's not that new. It's just there's not a lot of people that are using it. There's not a lot of support. And I hope you. Okay, so back to we'll get back to that. I don't want to bust out that too soon here. I just want to keep up with the comments here as well with chat. Thanks for all your info. Yes, sir. I hope you can do videos for D13 fuel supply line test. I could do a video on that, definitely. Guys, if you want to check out my fuel pump video, we did a fuel pump. Good idea would be a fuel integrity test on a real, like a live fuel integrity test. We do those a lot. If you have like contaminated fuel, if you have cross-contamination, or if you have low power and you suspect an internal leak. So that's a good idea. I appreciate that. Ashmere, do you have any lights on? I'll do for deletion soon. Okay, so I know I got a lot of people are interested in deletions and everybody, but guys, please take all my advice into consideration at least, okay? As I mentioned, our shop, we've been in business before after treatment systems were being put on trucks. So when we start seeing all these after treatment systems and we try to see all these makeshift solutions that are happening out there, I'm just letting you know what we see. You guys are coming in with broken engines. But I'm going to tell you something here. Okay, let me catch up a little bit more on chat here. Good afternoon. 2014 Cascadia Evolution DD15 engine with a DT12 auto transmission, emissions lights on. Could that have anything to do with the turbo? Donnie, it's tough to say what the problem could be. I would definitely get the light looked at and figure out what it is. If you do feel a difference in the turbo, it's probably because that particular fault could damage the system. If there's too much back pressure or something's going on with the after treatment system, the truck is going to go into a safe mode, so it's not going to try to build that much power and create a lot of back pressure on that turbo if it detects a faulted system. This is our safeguards that are put in place. That's called the rate. So if you do feel something where the turbo is not kicking in as much and it happened in the same time as this light, it's not a guarantee that something's going on with that turbo. But I'm letting you know, you get that light checked out. Your truck could be derated. You could cause more problems. So get that checked out. What's going on, guys? Thank you guys for joining us. We hit a lot of viewers online today, guys. Thanks everybody that joined us. Make sure to hit that like button. I'm not sure how many likes we got so far. Let me check it out. I'd have to jump on another screen. I got so many screens up, guys. So another item I wanted to talk about, and I don't want to get in too much in depth in this because it's very new. It's very new technology that they've been using to help to help stop the problem. What is the problem is NOx. The problem is carbon dioxide. This is what is coming out after unburnt fuel. This is fuel not being burnt. This is fuel. This is what the black smoke is. This is what rolling coal. You see that happening. This is diesel not burnt, and it becomes into a pollution. Carbon dioxide is basically what it is. So the EPA has forced all these manufacturers of engines. They've already done it to gasoline engines. That's why you have the carbs test when you do an inspection at a car dealership or when you get an inspection on a car. They're pushing it on big trucks. They've been pushing it since 2008, 2009. They did cars first, and they're pushing on trucks now. Trucks are harder because they idle for a long time. So everybody's scrambling for solutions. Owner-operators still got to operate. We got to deal with these after-treatment systems. So, guys, it's very tough. This is a very tough subject, and I understand where all this. I mean, we can go on and about after-treatment systems, but I'm telling you guys, we're gonna find a solution. They got to find a solution. And I honestly feel like, and this is the first time I'm going to bring this up, hydrogen is what they're going to use to inject in the system. And I'm going to tell you, they're doing this already. And not only is it cutting down on NOx or cutting down on carbon dioxide, it's actually good for the engine. It's showing to cause more power or create more power without trying. They're not doing this to create more power. They're actually trying to do this to help add on to the problems that we're having with these after treatment systems. The problem with these hydrogen systems is they're not fully developed completely yet. There's not a lot of support on them, but there's tests out there that's showing that them injecting hydrogen and when I mentioned this, when I first wanted to mention this today, I was reading an article today before we came on live. This is when I saw it on Marine Time too, and this is kind of where I really kind of felt like, you know what? Yeah, hydrogen is going to be the answer, and I don't know, I don't understand the complete technology on how they're making the hydrogen. I'd have to look this up more, but what they're doing is putting hydrogen cells on the trucks, kind of like an APU. They put it on the side of the truck, and they're using water to create hydrogen, and they inject it in the intake of the truck, and over time, basically, it's getting mixed into the intake. And it's burning up all the fuel. It's burning up all the fuel. There's zero fuel being left over to burn, and it's a big difference. It's a big difference, and I'm gonna catch up with chat here shortly. And the reason why I'm bringing this up because I looked at it, and I like to read, guys. One of my daily goals, and I don't want to go off subject. One of my daily goals is to try to read at least 2 hours a day, whether it's gonna be on my specific profession or anything in my industry. This is what I hold myself. Try to do it. It's very hard to read 2 hours a day, but the more you read, the good information you can find. You can put yourself through college 20 times over, like Ziegler says, if reading 2 or 3 hours a day. Either way, I read a lot. Okay, so when I start seeing articles in different areas that aren't with the same. I mean, they're the same industry, but they're not related. They're not people. This magazine or this article, that whoever released this article is not related with this other person that's been researching this is for a long time as well. The thing is, there's not a lot of people that are catching on to it because of the money that needs to be invested to get this going. Okay, but honestly, I feel like hydrogen may be an answer. And when I saw it in Maritime, and guys, if you hold me against if I'm saying that word incorrectly, I apologize. But maritime is gonna be, of course, the ships moving across. That's pretty much all logistics. But I'm talking about ships. Ships are moving all these containers. You got trucks that are pulling one container. If it was legal, they would pull two containers. I think Mexico they still pull two containers. You go to Mexico, they're pulling double 53s, man. It's dangerous. I mean, it's a dangerous situation. I'm not saying Mexico is dangerous, but I'm just saying that's dangerous. And they have different, I'm going off subject, but it's very interesting information because you pull doubles in Mexico, they have safety precaution where if they lose control, they can dump that back trailer. So disconnecting that trailer on the highway, imagine that. That's crazy. So ships, back to ships. Ships are moving. I have to look up exactly how much freight these ships can move, but they're tons. I mean, a whole bunch of. So imagine how much carbon monoxide or carbon oxide these ships are making. These diesel engines. I mean, the cylinders are huge. You know, they're massive engines. And when I see that they're using the same hydrogen technology to try to cut down on this solution, it kind of goes all together. This may be a solution, guys. It may be a solution. I'm really excited about it, because there are some people out there that are doing tests with these hydrogen systems, and they're causing zero emissions. It's cleaning the filters while they're driving. It's cleaning up soot in the system. It's cleaning up EGRs. In some areas they're actually using hydrogen to clean out the systems as well while they're running. Very good information about what we're actually heading to. It's very interesting to me to follow it and see what's going on. And to be honest with you, I've talked to some people. I've talked to one of the inventors of what's going on with these hydrogen cells being put on a truck, and it's very interesting talking to them, finding out their struggles and what it takes to come out with new technology and new inventions like this. Guys, it is tough. Like, you could come up with something that's going to save people so much money, but if you don't have enough money to get your stuff out there and to get it sold to the right people, like the EPA or people that put these regulations in place, you're not going to get anywhere, and it's tough, and I'm not saying the system's against us. I guarantee that there's things in place to kind of, there's always procedures in place for a reason. There's procedures in place at banks so that, they don't give false deposits or false refunds or false withdrawals, is what I meant to say. There's transactions that can't be done if these procedures can't be put in place. Shops put these procedures in place so that they don't get bad diagnostics. Procedures are put in place for a reason, but the thing is, if you don't have the support to get past these procedures in a specific area like this technology, man, it's crazy. It's crazy just to hear the backlash and all the tough, just the pushback that nobody's going to believe in it. Nobody's going to think it's going to get done. Nobody's going to think that's going to happen. But if you look at this solution, what other solution that we have right now? We're deleting systems. We're rolling the dice with our trucks. We're losing engines. We're spending money on getting the after treatment systems fixed, figuring out ways to fix them, finding out shops where to get them done, training our personnel to be able to get these systems. And that's one thing that's not going to stop. Training should not stop, guys. Training should not stop. I didn't want you guys to feel like, hey, we should stop all this. Training does need to keep on moving, guys, because you got to think about this. If hydrogen cells are going to be the new technology or the new solution, that's going to have to make that much more of a technician. That's going to raise the bar that much higher for technicians, because if you're having issues with after treatment systems and you can't even understand that, think about what's going to happen when they start, modifying the systems, adding the hydrogen systems in place. I'm not saying this is what they're going to do, but when you see big time people like ships getting it, ships starting to get into hydrogen cells, solutions, this is an in-cylinder approach. They're not having to add anything else to the downstream on the after treatment system or the one box systems. Most of them are one boxes now, but they're not having to add anything to the system. They're not having to add another turbocharger or another auxiliary turbo behind a turbo. And guys, this is when you start adding all this stuff, more mechanic stuff going on with the system, you're going to cause problems. Guys, we got over 80 viewers today joining us, guys. So make sure to hit that like button, guys. I hope you guys like the information that I'm sharing today. This is not something that I rehearsed or anything like that. I was wanting to. I see the not with the action or the reaction of all the information about deletes out there, and there's not good information out there. And I apologize, you guys, for not being able to. So this is what we're talking about, deletes. I'm sorry if you're in the market for a delete, and I'm not saying, hey, we're doing free deletes. As I mentioned at the beginning of my video, we don't do any kind of after treatment system altercations here at my location. We don't do any kind of like that. So don't ask. We don't do anything like that. Don't even ask me if you can change it back, or we won't even mess with it, guys, because I'm telling you, all these different programs, all these different solutions, we have to figure out what they did to turn around and get this done. Okay, we got a question here on Super Chat. I'm trying to catch up on everybody. I'm sorry. Have you had any international N13 engines with emissions issue in your shop or major mechanical issues? Well, if we're talking about international, no, I haven't seen most of those. Most of them, when they come in, we're still getting the max forces in because everyone knows about the max force issues. I would have to look at the N13. It depends on if they're still under warranty. Usually when they start falling out of warranty is really when we start seeing them, because just depends on what year they came out. I don't see a lot of them. No, I don't. Usually when we see newer engines like that, it's either a fleet starts using us and they fall out of warranty, so they start sending them our way. So I appreciate that, William. I appreciate that information. I'm curious to know. I've seen the N13 before. I'm curious to know some more information on that there. I haven't personally dealt with too much N13 engines. If they did come out, okay, so they're putting them into Pro Stars. I see here. Let me see. I don't have that much experience on the N13s. Let me see. It looks like a basic setup there. It looks like the same as the. It looks like they kind of just modified their max forces more. It looks like they modified the max force more. No, I haven't seen them. Specs are pretty. They're all right. 475. Everybody's staying around that. Clutch engagement. I don't see the torque setting there. Peak torque 17. 22. So they're high pressure too. High pressure. Very interesting. No, I haven't seen too much of those. I'm pretty sure once they start having problems, we'll see them more here. We do have international software, guys. So if we got, but most of the time we have max forces. The N13s, we haven't seen them too much. I hopefully see them. I'm pretty interested in getting into those as well. William, thank you for the super chat. Yes, sir. What we got? Thank you, sir, for the $10. Thank you. I'm trying to catch up to everybody here. Thank you, Trey, for joining us, guys. I appreciate all you guys joining us. I hope you guys like the information. Engine ISM, it sounds like a ISM is going to be a Cummins. Get into chat. Do I have to replace the DEF filter? DEF filter is going to need to be replaced every 100,000 miles, guys. That's going to be the actual filter that your liquid is being. The DEF is the actual liquid you're having to add. That filter can get clogged up. Do it about every 100. I see all manufacturers across the board, they're kind of from 100 to 175,000. So I would do about 100,000 miles, 200,000 miles. Check your belts. Make sure they're not squeaking all over the place. I hear a bunch of squeaky DD15s out there, guys. So make sure you're getting those belts replaced and get those tensioners replaced. Don't wait till those things jump out on you and tear up a fan, and especially with this heat. So cylinder head, we changed, new M-frame kit with pistons, new oil nozzle. What could have caused it? All the way from Africa to U.S. Hello, I have a international 7600. We think that the valves dropped and the piston went up into the cylinder head. When we opened, the cylinder head was damaged, piston too broken. Man, I couldn't tell you there, Muhammad. You know, how many engines have you guys done? You know, I don't want to say it was assembly, but you know, I have seen engines come apart or engines fail very close to assembly after assembly. So what I would ask is, how close to assembly did that engine fail? If it was very close to assembly, then it's possible it could have been something going on with the assembly or something that might not have been checked that shouldn't have been reused. Maybe you know, maybe some bolt or something. To not delete. Okay. What is Transport saying? 80 people live. That's a new high record. It is, Transport. Over 80 people first time live. That's a lot of people. I appreciate you guys. And thanks for Trey and everybody has been helping our channel. Trey Driver, he's been pushing our channel very hard. Guys, he's actually probably behind the reason why we're getting such more audience now, guys. And you know, I'm really happy to have you guys all join us. I see a lot of the different guys out there. You know, we've already had Francisco Amaya on, guys. If you are in the industry, if you own a truck and you're looking at repairs, you know who Francisco Amaya is. He came to Texas few weeks ago, and we had him here on a live. If you check out his channel, he's got a lot of good information out there as well. And also, I've got a comment from Truck Yo. I don't know if you guys know them as well. He said, "What's up to me?" You know, I commented on one of his videos. So, you know, it's really cool growing into the community and getting more people out there, guys. And I like all the information, all the comments you guys give us on information, on ideas on what you want for videos. And, you know, so today as I mentioned, we're talking about deletes. Deletes is this is probably going to be This should be a more than one series, just because there's just so much to cover about deletes. And I don't want to sound like a broken record, but it's very interesting to know all the information and listen to all the different experiences that happen with guys that have deletes. Guys, and I'm not saying, tomorrow your truck's going to fail since you got it deleted. If you got it deleted, you're dealing with it. But at the same time, be careful, guys. I just got notification we had another super chat. Let me get this super chat on here. Hey, Mr. Hernandez got a super chat here. I'm thinking to buy another truck, new or used. Okay, and what motor should I buy that has the fewest DEF issues? Okay. This is a good question. I bring this up in a lot of my videos, a lot of my lives, and we've done this in some of our other videos on how to buy it. But I'm gonna tell you something right now. It's probably gonna be best for you to buy a brand new truck, and this is why. The market's crazy right now. As I mentioned, I've read some articles about how much freight's picking up and how much, capacity is tightening. And when capacity tightens, that means that there's not enough trucks on the road. And it's crazy because the trucking industry just does this. It's like a graph on a stock. It goes up and down. It goes through its cycles. And, this pandemic that's happened has really kind of kicked the cycle off in a different way, where it kind of triggered it to go up, it triggered it to go down. It was already a weak market in 2019. There was people that was in 2019, it was actually over capacity. So back to buying your new or used truck, and I'm sorry I keep getting off subject, but I would go with a new truck just because I get a lot of viewers, and I thank you all the viewers that come in and visit us here at the shop, guys. That's a very strong way to help support our channel and help support the business. You already know the information that I'm giving you is up front, and you're going to get the same type of service if you come here to my shop. If we don't have the answer right off the bat for you, we're going to get the answer for you right. We're going to get the answer for you right, wrong. We're going to get it for you. Don't worry about that. Guys, okay, so back to the used truck. So we get viewers come in, and I almost said wrong, but I'm just going on. I'm getting excited. So we had a customer come in. He's buying a used truck, and he comes in from Houston. If you're watching, thanks for joining us. He comes in from Houston, and he's buying a used truck. He brought the truck in, and it sucks because he couldn't find a good buy. And I'm asking him, how's the market? And it's tight. There's not a lot of trucks out there, and the trucks that are out there, they're not good. They have issues with them. They're sitting there. There's a reason why they're the last duck standing, or the last, ugly duckling that's sitting there. There's a reason why. If you're going with a used truck, there's a lot of questions you need to ask. Where'd this truck come from? How many miles on it? Can you give me maintenance history? If it came from a fleet, more than likely there's zero maintenance on these trucks. These fleets are gonna follow what their maintenance procedures are saying in place. And if you watch my videos, you know that we're not big fans on 50,000 mile oil changes without an oil analysis, without specific oil in place and oil filters in place. So when you got fleets that are running these trucks 50,000 miles, the bad thing about this is the problem's not going to happen. Problem's not going to happen right away. The problem's going to happen when you start getting into those high miles, when you've already got that truck running for a couple years, or at least a year. Hopefully you can keep it running for that long without having so many major repairs. Then you're going to have issues. Margarito, what I would do, check out my DOT video. Get familiar with what to look for yourself on the truck. Get familiar with the truck. Bring it into a shop. If you're local in this area, bring it in. If it's nitpicking, it's very difficult. That's what I mean by that. If it's very difficult to find a good used truck, if this company's telling you this and this one's that and this one's the last truck left from a fleet that turned in 50 trucks and there's only one more left, stay away from that truck. Stay away from that truck. There's a lot of stories that I hear of issues happening when you buy a bad used truck. I had a customer come in earlier last week, and he's, hey, you know what? My company got me this truck, and it's been the biggest headache. And I was like, oh yeah, tell him, where'd you get it from? Well, my company flew me out to their terminal where they had the trucks, and now I was buying them. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you one thing: when a company is selling you the truck, the thing is they didn't get what they wanted for that return when they do the trade-in. When they did the trade-in, they didn't get the money they wanted for that truck. So now they're gonna resell it. Okay, they're gonna resell it, and they're gonna resell it to who? Somebody that's already working for them. Then they could take it out of their payments on a weekly or a monthly basis. Guys, if this is how you want to get into the business, that's fine. But I'm just letting you know what we see in the shop. Those trucks, so they fly them out to their terminal. I said, how'd it go? How many did you have to choose from? Oh, I had probably 4 or 5 to choose from. I got into this one. I crunked that one up. The light turned on. And so they said, no, not this one. So they moved me over to this other truck, and it was good. And I went down the road, and that light came on. We came back to the dealership. I said, you know what? I would have flew back right away. I would not have chose any one of those trucks. I would have flew back right away. Guys, I hope you watch my videos. I hope you listen to my information. If you're in the market, if you get into this market, yeah, the industry's booming right now. The industry is getting the movement, the locomotives. Hopefully we can keep moving. Hopefully the election doesn't slow us down and we can keep moving through this. Yeah, it's good to get into the industry. Be careful getting into the industry. Don't get too excited. Because I'm going to tell you, the only way you're going to survive in this industry is keeping your costs down. If you jump into a truck that's going to eat up your costs, it's going to be the biggest cost there. Your truck's going to be one of the fuel in your truck, or fuel's going to be your number one cost. Truck's going to be your next cost, repairs. So if you could try to control your repairs, then you'll have a better chance on being successful. And I don't mean to keep getting off the subject, guys. I just try to share as much information as possible. I really like these lives. We got a lot of people on today. I'm excited. We're over 80 people. This is a record. Transport mentioned maybe having Francisco on is the reason why. Maybe so. I saw actually Trey told me this today. Trey told me that he visited his community's page and he put the picture that we took in one of my offices when he was here. So I guess he's editing videos of what he did here in Texas. So hopefully he's gonna put me on his channel. I've been waiting for that. So if you're watching, Francisco, we're waiting to put you on the channel. Guys, thanks for all the support. Let me see where I can catch back up, guys. We got so many comments on. Chat is on fire today. Thanks for Trey. Thanks for Trey getting us out there, getting all the views out here that we got. I agree with you. I wish I didn't miss that information there. Okay, Muhammad, sorry I didn't get that information. ISM engine, that's a Cummins engine. I couldn't tell you what happened there. You know, he talked about putting his engine back together after doing a rebuild. GSS, our transport has a question for GS. GS was saying, do I replace the DEF filter? What do you mean? Yes, it's best to change every 100K new DEF filter. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thanks, GSS. Thanks. Sorry, guys, if I'm trying to catch up to all these. Kansas doubled 53. Okay. Also, Frito-Lay double 53 in Kansas. Wow. I didn't know that. Ryan, thanks for sharing that. We talked about double 53s. Guys, if you don't know what that is, that's a basic dry van or a reefer trailer is going to be 53 foot long. Okay. That's a basic size trailer. And I mentioned in Mexico that they're doing double 53s. You mostly see doubles on like smaller trailers, like the 24 footers. You see like FedEx do it or stuff like that, but not 53 double 53s. That's interesting to know that they do that in Kansas. Hernandez, is it worth buying a new truck or a used truck? I got you on that one. I think you super chatted that and I jumped around, and I hope I answered your question. I'm gonna see if I can fast forward to see if I was able to answer your question. Dealer is even worse. It is. They paint over everything. You're right. Oil change never should pass 30K. If older truck mileage, then 20K. Yeah, you know. And when we had Francisco on our live a few weeks ago, I like the comment that he made. Don't wait. I mean, why? Okay, so yeah, oil could go past 20,000 miles if you wanted to, but are you okay? You're saving money if you want to go 30, 40,000 miles. Do the oil analysis. Don't do it without the oil analysis, okay? But yeah, your oil is still gonna be good. You know, you don't want to change your oil when the oil actually starts breaking down and it's not doing its job no more, because that by that time it's already broke down or you've already did major damage, and that's not gonna be a quick fix, guys. At my AC condenser, changed at the shop. Apprentice the service. Appreciate the service. Oh, okay. Oh, you had your AC condenser changed at my shop. You appreciate the service. Thanks for coming by. I appreciate you getting service with us. I had a Cummins ISX 15. I did a delete DEF, gone after 80,000 miles or 90,000 miles. My head was gone. My liners got messed up. Pistons and rings. Thank you for sharing this, chat. Thank you for sharing this. I just talked about this. You know, we're going back to the main subject of this live today, which is deletes. And I mentioned this about deletes. There's times you're not going to have the failure right then and there. And especially with these Cummins, as I mentioned, they're coming with different designs. Even Francisco mentioned the new design that they're doing with in-cylinder approaches, with the exhaust making the heat instead of the 7th injector now. Now that's considered an in-cylinder approach. That's got to be, that's a lot of stress that you're putting in that cylinder. Okay, that cylinder needs to just be made for just making power. So now you're using it to create heat. You're using it to, to make more power. Is when you do a delete, you're dumping more fuel in it. You're creating more soot buildup above the piston, where that piston stops and is scraping up against that cylinder liner. It stops and it comes back down. So where it stops, it's building soot, real hard soot, and over time that soot's going to break loose and get caught between the liner and the rings, and it's going to scrape the liner up and cause a low compression, cause head issues, just cause your engine to just start having problems. So that's how I see most of the failures happen here. Another failures that I see is where they put holes in the filter to manipulate the pressure. Over time, it just cracks and starts making this big mess and ends up causing all this back pressure. And then you have all this excessive back pressure, and the sensors are being manipulated. So you don't have sensors in place that are telling you, hey, I got excessive back pressure. Stop operating the truck. You're going to keep operating the truck. What ends up happening, you tear turbos up. You end up causing more problems. You change the turbo, and your delete's costing you more money than you thought. It's a gamble, guys. It's a gamble. I'm telling you. Not original Cummins, okay? Muhammad's bringing up that is not original Cummins on the parts that he put together on his ISM. If they're not original Cummins parts and you use aftermarket parts to do a rebuild, be careful on aftermarket parts. I didn't really start recommending aftermarket parts until I actually saw some other manufacturers that were doing really backward. They're kind of it's called backward technology. But what I like about the stuff, if you're gonna use something that has been tested a lot, and if it's been tested over and over, and it's actually have field testing, then I would try to trust them a little bit more. Kind of look at their background, look at the history of it before jumping into any kind of aftermarket. And it's tough, guys. There's a lot of aftermarket stuff going on out here. Transport Source Adam, friend in Texas got fuel and coolant. Shop changed injectors, cups, O-rings, 25 miles or less, fuel back and coolant. Why and how to fix it? Okay. I'm glad you brought this up, Transport. I wonder if it's somebody that's here in our shop, because we just had this happen. We had a guy come in, and I'm going to do a video on this, but we had a guy come in. He went to a shop where he had fuel and coolant. This is what he would report it, fuel and coolant. First of all, if you got fuel and coolant, it's going to be two things. It could be fuel cups. Most of the time, it's your fuel injector cups. Or it can be your fuel cooler. We have seen fuel coolers fail as well. Most of the time, when it's fuel coolers, you'll see more coolant in your fuel. So those are two different options, okay? Now, before you condemn the fuel injector cups, you can test them. You can pull hardware off. You can keep the coolant system up, and you can pressurize the system and physically look at the cups to see if they're leaking. That's a way to verify if the cups are leaking. If you just look at an engine and say, you know what, that's the cups. Yeah, if you've done it a lot, and there's some cases, and you may be lucky, but I'm done rolling dice. I'm done rolling dice. We want to know facts. We want to know what the real problem is. So, okay, back to this story. This is a video, and I hate to spoil the story because it's a good story, but it's crazy because it's in line to exactly what you're asking, Transport. So have him check the injector cups first of all, to have him pressurize it to make sure the installation went well. If it was the cups, if it's not the cups, it could be the fuel cooler. Detroit has eliminated the fuel cooler that goes into the fuel filter housing. There's a bypass kit, or you can update to the new filter housing. If you can afford it, just go ahead and just update to new filter housing, because it eliminates that fuel cooler. But it's tough to say, Transport. If they didn't do the pressure test, the truck that came in, this guy actually yanked it from the shop. He yanks it from the shop, brings it into our shop, and this is what happened. I'm gonna tell you a real quick story, and real quick story. Okay, I hate to spoil it. I don't even know if I should share it. Let me talk with marketing. I don't even know if I should share this, because then we might spoil the video that's coming out. Marketing. So we share this story. Let me see. This is a pretty interesting story, because it may be who you're talking about. It's a friend in Texas, Transport. What's the company name? What's the company name? See if he shares the company name. If you don't want to share the company name, that's fine. You can email it. I wonder if it's here. Either way, he brings it here because they changed his injector cuts. I'm going to share it. I already got most of it out anyway. Okay, so they changed his injector cups. He leaves. He hasn't even picked up the truck yet. They changed the injector cups. They call him back and they say, hey, you know what? During our road test, your truck broke down and we're towing it back in the shop. So they tow it back in the shop. They call him back. Hey, you know what? Your head is bad. That's where your fuel's going into your fuel's going into your coolant. Your head's bad. We're gonna charge you this much to take it off and check it and make sure that it's cracked and it's gonna be your head. So, also we had to change the rocker box and the rocker box is leaking. So, well, that's something else we had to change. You know, he was dealing with my manager, the shop manager, and when the shop manager shared this information with me, I'm like, whoa, you know, tell him to pull his truck from that shop and, you know, bring it over here. We're going to help him. Luckily, he did that, okay, because they were wanting to sell him a brand new head. We got the head off. We're pressurizing the head in shop, in-house, and that's what we're doing the video on. That's coming out in a couple weeks, guys. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications, guys, because when you hit that notification bell, that's going to send you a notification to your phone when I release something new, or when I got a new live coming out or got something else coming out. So make sure to turn on notification, guys, so when you know this video that I'm talking about, it's going to be released. So anyway, we pressurized the head and the head looks good. The fuel cooler's original fuel cooler hasn't been touched. We're going to do more tests on it on Monday because they just got the test kit on it late Friday. So we had to pull the head off again. But think about this. You know, this is a pretty large shop that this happened at. He went in for injector cups. Now they're telling him all this. I don't know what's going on with him, transport, and I'm not saying I don't know what's going on with the truck that's in our shop, because we feel like it's the fuel cooler, and we're almost 100% positive it's the fuel cooler and not the head, because it's passing the pressure test for the head. So, well, we're hoping to find a solution. Maybe it's not. If it's not the head, look how much money we saved this guy. You know, because it's crazy. His bill was up there. It's like fucking. I mean, excuse me, guys. It's like $13,000. You know, it's up there. A lot of money. So when you're dealing with that type of money, you want to be 100% sure. You don't want to put a head on there and then you have issues again. So think about that, guys. Think about that type of money that you're spending, and you're going to turn around and have the same problem. And I hear it. I hear guys, you know, got a viewer call me from Houston. He had his engine rebuilt, entire engine, ISX engine rebuilt, because he had combustion gas going into supposedly it was combustion gas going into the cooling system. They rebuilt his whole engine. And he still had combustion gas or pressure going into the system, and it ended up being the compressor. And that happened. I'd never rebuilt an engine, but that failure I've seen that failure before. I've seen a compressor fail and cause air pressure going into the cooling system, and people falsely diagnosing it as a head gasket or a bad head. So hopefully that helps, transport. What do you think about PACCAR engines? Those engines are strong. I don't see many videos about them. PACCAR, the reason why you don't see a lot about PACCAR, because one thing, that's another subscription you have to buy for software. We got Davy software. That's what you need. You need Davy software to talk with PACCAR or to communicate with PACCAR engines. So Davy software is going to be a new system that you're going to have to learn. But I like PACCAR. PACCAR's come out really strong. PACCAR's come out really strong with their training, with their information, with their support. The engines are really strong. I like the troubleshooting. The troubleshooting's pretty easy on PACCAR. Very user friendly. I like PACCAR. You know, they're not probably, you don't see a lot of videos out there yet because maybe there's not a lot of repairs. We do get PACCARs in our shop, so maybe I should try to focus, you know, maybe put those in my site and kind of highlight those PACCARs for you, because I know you guys like those PACCARs. I mean, Kenworths are really nice trucks. I like Kenworths. PACCARs are really nice trucks. Adam, just remember, don't let the fame get to you. Always remember us, the small people, guys. Man, you gotta understand. I'm not like that type. You know, marketing will tell me, hey Adam, your channel has hit this route, and I'm like, really? You know, I mean, I like following it. It's, you know, but it's kind of like I'm excited to be able to get more information. I still feel like there's so much more work to be done, guys. Like, you can ask marketing. He'll tell me, hey man, we did this, you got this is the stats on this, and I'm just like, bro, we need to step it up. Like, I feel like I want to get more information out there, because I just see that there's so much happening on a day-to-day basis, that there's so much information to get you guys. And we're talking about deletes, you know, we're talking about new technology when it comes to the hydrogen systems. We got viewers asking about how to buy used trucks. We got viewers coming in, and there's a lot, and finding out that the used truck market is just garbage right now, that everybody's got all the good used trucks, and you know, it's just very interesting to know that. I really appreciate that comment, Transport. Trust me, when we get out there and we spread our wings out in California, or when we get out there in Virginia and we start spreading our wings out there, you know, I'm going to visit all these sites, and hopefully I can come see you guys, and maybe you guys can come see us. We'd be more local for you guys out in Transport. I know you're out from California. 404 Trucker says all the way live. Yes, sir. 404. You must be 404 sounds like Louisiana, or is that South? That sounds like Mississippi. 404. It sounds like more like the South, like a South area code. 92 viewers. We're at 95 viewers now, guys. If you haven't hit that like button, make sure to hit that like button. We got the Vietnam viewer on chat. Thanks for watching us. I wish I spoke Vietnamese. New sub Hector, thanks for joining us, guys. Zero maintain, there you said it. There you zero maintenance. If you no maintenance, you're not gonna get it. Fleet no maintenance. There is no maintenance on fleets, guys. They are there to cut costs. You know, there may be some good fleets out there. Maybe the private fleets, but I don't see the commercial fleets really stepping it up. Maybe they are. I would like to get some more insight on how major fleets are. You know, when you have major fleets, like say for example, we talk about who's the one that just failed. It's a Mexican fleet as well. They were like they were buying new trucks. They would use up the new trucks, and then when they went to sell the new trucks, they were putting it on paper that they sold these new trucks. Oh, Atlanta, I'm sorry 404. I'm all over the place, man. Atlanta, I knew I recognized that from somewhere. But hey, Atlanta's considered the South, man. Atlanta's considered the South. So back to what I was talking about just before that. I didn't mean to jump off subject, but I just saw him respond to the area code that I'm mistaken. And I'm sorry, guys. I forgot what we were talking about. And let me get back to that. There's just so much that I'm trying to cover that I lost my track on that. Maybe I can find it here. Zero maintenance, fleet no maintenance. Okay, back to that. Okay, so fleets. This is stuff that happens, and the trucking company that went out of business. This is who I'm talking about. Who was it? Blue Celadon. Celadon went out of business, right? Celadon was buying all these trucks. They buying all these brand new trucks, and everybody there was a Celadon yard here in Texas that you can see going down towards Waxahachie. I think it's down that way, down 35. And I remember before Celadon went under, all these brand new trucks just sitting out there. The brand new trucks they were as far as the eye can see. That's how many trucks were out there. And, you know, when you get into a fleet truck, you want to get into a well-maintained truck. When you buy a truck that's been pushed off by a fleet that either went bankrupt, what kind of truck are you buying? You know what I'm saying? Usually those trucks are going to get bought up by other resellers, other dealers, that are going to not have information on these trucks. They got a good deal on it. You know, it's just a game. It's just a game. All you can do to protect yourself, check out my videos, you know, immerse yourself in this information. You know, you're gonna know what you're gonna look for right away. Boom, maintenance intervals. You know, history of your maintenance. Getting it checked by an outside shop. Checking over it yourself like a DOT inspection. You know, doing those items is gonna help you out. You know, Francisco mentioned doing regens. Regens is good. Regens is good. But also pulling up reports, like pulling up DDAC reports. As I mentioned, DDAC reports is gonna let you know how long that truck's been sitting there idling for a long time. It's gonna give you reports on how it's acted. In Detroit also, you can actually pull up abuse reports. You can actually pull up reports that's going to show how many after treatment faults it had within a year. Very good, useful information. Dealer is the worst. They paint over everything. 10 to 20K, good price to buy. You know, 10, 20K is going to, you know, that's tough. That's tough. 10, 20K, I don't know what's going to get you. 10, 20K is going to get you right now. I had a guy come in with $30,000 truck. This is the second truck he brought to me. The first truck was a very nice Volvo. I was almost sold on it. It was like 400,000 miles, like 400,000 miles. Very nice truck. And I asked him, what fleet did that come from? He said FedEx. So first thing I think about, well, FedEx is still in business. Why are they turning in these trucks? And I asked him, how many trucks were there? Oh, there was only just one. Oh, there's only one, huh? So this time he actually brought the salesman with him. And this is from a dealer, big dealer. Actually, I mean, you already know it's Volvo. So the guy comes in, and I asked him, and I wasn't trying to be an ass. I don't really like being that person where I'm actually giving them this information. But I pulled up the history on it, and we had about 50% of the regens fail. This is a new regen style system. It's a brand new Volvo. So the after treatment system is new. You know, guys, every time I talk about new stuff, or if there's any new designs from these manufacturers or anything new, it's going to take time to get the bugs worked out of it. So if it's a brand new after treatment system, and you're about to buy this brand new truck, and it's a brand new after treatment system, it hasn't been that much field test on it, so you're risking that. It's got the auxiliary turbine behind it. Okay, so when I asked them, I said, where'd this truck come from? Oh, it's FedEx. They turned in about 40 of them, 50 of them. Okay, this is the last one. There's only one left. This is it. And it's weird because I always hear this story. And I don't know if this is the story that they tell them in their sales training, but it's always the last truck. It's always the only one. But in reality, if it is the last one, it's probably the one that nobody wanted. It's the one that has the most problems. It's the one that's left over after all the good ones has been picked out, if there was any good ones to pick out of. So try to keep that in mind. Ryan says 50K mile oil changes. That's very high. If you look on Detroit's websites, if you look on Cummins' websites, they're going to have higher intervals. They're going to sell higher intervals. And you can do higher intervals if you use the specific oils that they're mentioning in their intervals, and you're using an oil analysis system. You got to have an oil analysis system in place. Check that oil. Check to see if you're losing viscosity. See if you have excessive soot buildup. If the oil is still good, but you have excessive soot in the oil is still not being able to do its job because it's too contaminated with soot. It might still have some of the additives that are still detected in the oil sample, but and you're gonna see that it's got soot buildup in it, and it's gonna cause problems. In frame and new ATF flip for 70K. Okay, so it looks like I'm not sure where you're coming from on that. I guess you bought the truck and you sold it for 70K. Thank you for the great advice. Yes, sir, Margarito. Thank you for the super chat. Oil change never should pass 30K. Think I went over that. Thumbs up from Cash is King. Thanks for all the support, Cash is King. I saw that you shared us and you share our videos. Marketing brought that up to me, and so I appreciate that support there, Cash is King. Thanks, Transport. That's from Margarito. Here we see at Transport. I do oil change every 10K. Is that too early? You could push it a little bit further, maybe 15, 20K, no more than 20K. And do an oil analysis if you'd like. If you first time you do 15, do an oil analysis. First time you do 20, do an oil analysis. Get some baselines going. You know, when I talk about MPGs on a truck, if you got good MPGs, that's your baseline. If you pull a DDAC report and you have 7 miles to the gallon on a Pacific truck, that's your baseline. You want to stick to that. If you're gonna be with that truck for a long time, urine is gonna get out of hand. Why? Let me see. So anyway, I'm sorry. I got a message from marketing. I don't know what he means. So if going back to your oil changes, I kind of lost my train of thought, guys. I'm sorry. I'm too low. I'm all over the place when it comes to trying to cover all these, and I get excited. I got all these participants, and we're almost at 100 viewers today, guys. Make sure to hit that, smash that like button, share everything that you got here. I have a truck, and I have no idea where it came from. Any maintenance records? I'm scared to take it to a shop that I don't know anything about. What's your advice? Okay, I was talking baselines. Okay, when you pull DDAC reports and you have a baseline, and you're gonna be with that truck for a long time, or you're a fleet if you're maintaining a fleet, if you own a fleet, if you're owning that truck, that baseline is gonna be your MPGs. Your MPGs is what's gonna, if that truck is saying on the engine brochure is saying 7 miles to the gallon, you're getting 7.5, 7.8, 8 miles to the gallon. You know that you're right there. If you're not getting that, or if you're there, that's your baseline. You see over time, hey, I'm going to check it again. I'm going to check it in another year. Now I see that, oh, my fuel mileage is dropping. Okay, am I following my maintenance intervals? Did I do my valve adjustments at 500K? Am I changing my air filters? Do I have any air-to-air leaks? Changing the belts, keeping up with the engine, keeping up with your ash cleanings at every 300,000 miles. That's very important. Ash cleanings is going to be a big effect on fuel mileage too, because if you're not doing ash cleanings at 300K, cleaning up all the sensors, everything that I've mentioned in an ash cleaning, not just pulling the filters off and cleaning them, but doing everything that I mentioned when you're doing these ash cleanings, you're going to have issues, guys. And if you are doing that, you're going to cut down that. It's going to be a lot less headache. Okay, so what I would suggest you do, DPG, if you're first of all, if you're in the area, come see us. We're gonna shoot you straight. You know, I'll shoot you straight on all my videos. That's how you get treated when you come here. DPG, if you don't have a shop you can go to, or you can't make it out to us, I would suggest going to a worthy shop that has experience in the engine that you're working with. Ask them to pull a report. Hey, can you pull a DDAC report if it's a DD15? Email me, hit me up. If you can drive out to Dallas, come out to see us, man. I'll be more than happy to help you. We're more than happy. Let me see. Hey Adam, I was a 24 after treatment. I sent. They replaced NOx sensor and problems still exist. I wasted all day. Andrew, I see. Okay, so I see everyone's kind of jumping on my 26 catch overcharging batteries. It smells. I don't see that comment. I'll get to it here shortly. Here I have a DD15 had problem signal right and left side. When I put flushers, it worked. It changed the arm control. It doesn't work. I checked the relay. Okay, it's a DD15. To me, that's gonna sound like it's a SAMCAP module. If you're having issues with any kind of lights, any kind of issues with blowers not working correctly, issues with lights, problems like that, what I would suggest you do is go ahead and get that checked out. Get your SAMCAP checked out. Let me see here. Man, I need to catch up. You got everybody. Let me see. Why is his comment deleted? Whose comment? Who are they talking about? Is that who you're? This BS. Why y'all deleting comments? He shared this story of the box sensor, and y'all deleted it so others can't see it. Not cool. Okay, I didn't delete that. Transport probably deleted. No, not transport, but marketing deleted it. Let me see what it was. He was. I mean, it was. I mean, transport. First of all, let's not jump into conclusions here. It looks like the comment was sent by Andrew. It says, "Hey Adam, I was on 24 with after treatment problems." So he was here on the 24th with after treatment problems. I spent $1,200. They replaced NOx sensors. Problems still exist. I wasted all day. I think I know this guy here. If it was the one that was having multiple faults, that may be the issue. Let me see first of all, let me make sure it's the same guy, because I had some guys come in and I mixed them up with somebody else. So let me look it up real quick. And it's interesting because what we do here, like say if you come in, you got any after treatment codes, I have all my guys, my technicians are going to send it and they're going to put it to the ticket so that we can have everything notated. And I'm pretty what company are you with, Andrew? I'm trying to find you here to see when you come in. You said the 24th, and okay, this one might be it right here. Let me see here. ProStar Evolution, vibration from the rear after treatment, and you got your codes here too, so that's good. Let me see what codes. 4ATC4 DPF filter can clean a month ago. So okay, gaskets for injector dozer replaced. Okay, so this viewer said he's come in, he had some NOx sensors replaced, and he says he spent some money, $1,200. He had spent all day. Now, first of all, getting you inside the shop is not easy, okay? If you show up that day and you didn't make an appointment, getting you in the shop and out of the same day, that's actually that's pretty good. I don't know if you made an appointment or not. I'd have to look. But 436418, I don't know if you had any other codes. Let me see if I can pull up any other information. But it says here that you had your DPF filter cleaned, but there's also some notes here that says DOC needs to be checked. But since filters were cleaned, DOC was not checked. So it's very tough, and I want to help you guys out, but sometimes when you have other shops get into the mix as well, it's very difficult for us, because now we have other hands that are in the troubleshooting procedures, and we don't want you guys to spend more money than you have to. But yeah, it would cost more money to pull that filter. So if we had to pull that filter and pull that DOC to get those inspected, or if they weren't clean, because sometimes I'll tell you, I see some guys that talk about some cleanings and they pull the filter off and they don't flow test it, they don't light test them. So for us to say, hey, you know what, this filter is good without us pulling it, I'm pretty sure Francisco, which is the manager, probably didn't want to get the filter pulled because you had mentioned it was clean. If you have an issue, if you have an issue with that repair, man, I'm more than happy to refund anything if it was some valid information that didn't get taken care of. I wonder why it wasn't. Was it tested before you left? I'm pretty curious about that. But it does say here that there was a filter that was replaced. I'm not sure who deleted the comment. If marketing did delete that comment, I apologize about that. Let me catch back up here. Let me see. What's the batteries? Cali, transport. Let me catch up to everybody. I know transport likes to get on me. I can't mess up around transport. Share your story. What happened? Transport, I'm going to tell you, there are going to be some issues that we can't cover 100% of the time. We've had some bad reviews. We're not perfect, guys. I never said we were perfect, okay? At the same time, you got to take the whole story in consideration. It sucks to spend all day get in here and having to change the NOx sensor and you still have the same problem. But at the same time, when you're doing your intervals, your ash cleaning intervals, is all that getting taken care of? When we do our DPF filter cleanings, we're doing the actual ash cleaning. We're cleaning the sensors. We're checking EGR coolers. We're checking all this information. If you have anything going on with an EGR cooler that's maybe clogged up, that wasn't cleaned during your ash cleaning interval, then yeah, you can still have NOx conversion efficiency faults. If you're having a sensor that drifted, which is more than likely why he changed that NOx sensor. If that sensor drifted and during a low ATD, that's the reason why he changed it. Now, if you're having the issue that's still coming up, if you're still having NOx conversion efficiency faults, and we tested your one box system, that means this problem is more upstream. In some cases, you may have to come back and spend some more money. I'm sorry, and not every time, First of all, think about it like this. Think about it like a doctor, okay? You're a doctor and you have this pain in my gut. This pain's coming in my gut and I don't know what it is. Now, the doctor wants to know your history. He wants to know what you've been doing. What have you done before? What doctors have you seen? What kind of treatments have you had? It's the same with an engine, so when we come in blindly, oh, you know what? Hey, this after treatment's been clean. Don't touch this. Don't touch that. Then there you go. You're going to have, it's hard for us. We had an AC job. We had a guy, for another example, this guy, it sucked because this guy, and it was a little, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. We can't take care of everybody in a timely manner. We try, but I'm going to tell you one thing happened. Okay. So this guy comes in with an AC issue. All right. AC issues are pretty big in Texas, right? Coming in. And as I mentioned, if you come into my shop and you're in and out the same day, that is good. That is very good, okay? Sometimes, and it does depend on the repair. It depends on the repair. If you have a complicated repair like an after-treatment system, hell, I made a whole video of the 43, 46, 18 video. You can see how much work that is. So if they're taking in consideration, okay, well, they said they got this clean, so we can't look at that. We can't open this up. We don't want to charge him to open that up. He said everything is clean. Let's do a low box test. Let's do a quantity test. The quantity looks good. We got NOx drifting. Then there we go. That's why we went with an NOx sensor. If you're still having the issues, that means something else is going on more upstream. If you had the filters clean and all they did was pull the filters and just not do anything, restarts on the issue, but it removed the comment. I don't know what happened here. I don't know why that comment got removed. I don't really care if it got removed. If you want to put it back on there, if you saw the story, put it back on there. I'm not trying to hide anything. Transport viewers, I'm gonna tell you, as YouTubers, it's fun being a YouTuber, but I'm gonna tell you one thing: people love to look for mistakes in anything that you do. It's almost to a point where people actually think that they get rewarded for finding mistakes. I'm gonna tell you right now, mistakes happen. But if you're always looking to try to get these mistakes figured out, and so that doesn't happen again, like for example, I want to know more about what happened with Andrew and his comment. I'm pretty sure if I look into it more, there was multiple faults, and because I stay involved in most of the troubleshooting that comes here in the shop. But it's very interesting story, and I'm glad he was able to share it. I wanted to probably look back in my notes here because I see quite a bit of information coming into all the trucks that come into my shop. So he came in on Monday. I'm gonna see if I got anything, and I don't want to spend too much time on this, but I just want to make sure I'm clarifying. I want to clarify. We're transparent about everything here, guys. We're talking about a repair. Okay, Monday. Here it is. Monday. Here it is. He's got SCR outlet NOx sensor drifted. He's got SCR NOx conversion efficiency. He's got NOx sensor plausible, error low. So this is why we changed out that NOx sensor. Guys, if you check this out, let me see if you can see that. I don't know if you can see it. Let me see. What I have here is actual readouts, and I'm glad. This is why we save everything, guys. We save everything. We comment, or we not comment, but we. Let me see if I can attach it to the comments on this video. That would be cool. So basically, when you have, he doesn't have just 46. He does have 43, 64, 18, but he also has 32, 16, 18, which is saying that the inlet sensor is not plausible. Basically, what that means is NOx sensor is going to go through a warm-up stage. So when it's going through a warm-up stage, it's actually making sure everything internally is working correctly, everything's calibrated correctly, and then when you hit the temperature, which is right around 1,000, is when it really starts reading. That's whenever everything should be ready to go. Now, if you have a NOx fault that's coming up, that's more than likely why the technician replaced the NOx sensor. Now, when I talk about testing the 436418, we did do that, and also you have a SCR outlet NOx sensor drifted, so you got drifting going on. That's why he checked that out. Other than that, if 436418 came back, what we're gonna probably have to do is have to clean that one box again. I mean, I know you said you got the one box cleaned, but this is something that's probably going to be more upstream. And I only say let's look at the one box because I know you got the filter clean, but what about the DOC? Was the DOC checked out? And I'm pretty sure this is something that Francisco brought up to you. Also, did we get everything cleaned out as I mentioned? And when you do the ash cleaning, you're checking out EGR cooler for buildup. If you have a clogged EGR cooler and the EGR cooler is opening and closing when it's supposed to be able to bring in more fresh air or less fresh air because it's closed, when you're going up a hill, that's gonna the computer should detect lower NOx conversion, okay, or lower NOx coming out of the engine. But if that cooler is clogged or something else is going on, the ash cleaning didn't get done correctly, then what do you have? You have an issue with more upstream. So that's pretty much probably what that happened. And it sucks. Yeah, I know it sucks spending money. I know it sucks spending this type of money. But I'm gonna tell you, we're gonna take care of you. I know that, you know, people can look at it in whatever way you can look at who has been through our shop already. You can see what's been taken care of, guys. We can take care of you guys. But back and forth. Let's go back. It says Duck Goose. Schneider oil, change oil at 75K. Yeah, I believe that. Back to chat. I worked for Celadon in 2017. Interesting. So you kind of know what I'm talking about. Avert Express selling Volvos like 15K, but they won't let you test drive. Yeah, I can imagine 15K. That's cheap. I'm gonna catch back up to you, Transport. I know I'm gonna be ready for you. I know you got a few comments out there. I don't know what happened today. Transport says, Andrew, what happened? Tat couldn't fix the problem. Yeah, I mean, no, we could fix it, but Schneider oil, change it. Duck Goose. Sales people tell you it's the last one to trigger your psychology into wanting it to hurry purchase. Transport, why you removing the comments, bro? Hey man, I'm transparent, man. If marketing removed if I don't know who removed the comment. I didn't remove the comment. I'm here live. Marketing probably removed the comment because he didn't know what was going on. Marketing doesn't deal with our day-to-day activities. He doesn't know what's going on in his shop. He kind of hits me up. He works with us on Sundays. So if he was the one that removed that comment, I apologize about that, guy. Hope all is well with you and family. What's the update on the place? It's coming along. We're building a new shop. Guys, I'm going on for an hour and a half. I still got more to shoot in the shop. I'm very excited about it. I wish it was happening faster, to be honest with you. Construction takes forever, man. You got the city involved, and the city's dragging their butts, and then no offense against the city. I know that you guys got a lot to do up there. I got a friend that works up at the city. If you're watching, hello, guy. How you doing, Bird? No offense against the city. I know you guys are working with limited capacity and with this COVID and everything's going on. So construction is going as good as it can go during a pandemic, as I should say. Jade, I have a DD15. I have a D15. He had a problem signal right. I already covered that. It's going to be your SAM cab. Check that out. I want to see the comment, Trey. Not cool, man. Yeah, I'm going to talk to marketing about that. I don't know why he removed that. He might have thought it was somebody that was trying to be toxic. Who knows? But I did cover the comment. Let me see if I can get the actual let me see the readout on his codes. Let me see if I can get that on here. I'm gonna add that, guys. I'm not guys, let's don't make this a big deal. You know, there's gonna be repairs that happen. Bro, not talking about the repair. Every shop makes mistakes. I'm just typing because of Trey tried to hide the I'm going to talk to him about that. I don't know if it was him. I don't know what's up, guys. I don't know. I apologize about that. I'm very transparent, guys. I want to put the comment on this particular here. So basically what I want to do is put a snapshot of the codes, but how can I get it onto chat? What I'm going to do, I'm going to get it on the computer and I'll send it up on this video so you guys can see his actual codes. He didn't have just 46, 64, 18, and I wish you guys can see it. Let me see if I can focus on it right now, because the thing is, this camera is focused for my face, not, let me see if I can focus this real quick, guys. Let me see here. All right. So you can see that's Monday, 12 a.m. You can't see nothing. You can't see nothing. I'm gonna add it. I'm gonna add it to the comments, guys. So I'm not trying to hide anything. Yeah, we're gonna have problems. Sometimes it's gonna take more than one visit, guys. Yeah, sometimes it's gonna take you a day or two. I'm sorry, you know, sometimes it's going to take us more time to get these problems figured out, especially if it's not something that we're regularly maintaining. If we're not regularly maintaining your truck, yeah, it may take a visit or two, Andrew. So I don't know where you went. Hopefully somebody didn't, I don't know what happened. I'm sorry. You know, I'm here live. Why is this comment deleted? I'm sorry about that. The comment was deleted because marketing probably didn't understand the whole situation. He just saw somebody complaining about coming in, spending some money and not getting their truck fixed. But as I mentioned, he had multiple codes. He was here for the day. He still has an issue, but he had multiple codes and other people working on his truck. So let's just clarify that, guys. 2016 says, Super Trucking says 2016. Any truck, it says any suggestions on getting warranty on a used truck with 520. If you're going to get a warranty that's past 500 in your past 500K, more than likely that's going to be a third-party warranty, which is going to be like Premier 2000 or somebody like who is that those other companies. There's going to be a third-party company, Premier 2000, or who's that, True North. Now, I want to just make a quick comment about this. Make sure you're dealing with a shop that's been dealing with these warranty companies before, because you got to be strong with these warranty companies. They're going to come in. They're going to push you. They're going to say they don't want to pay this. They don't want to pay that. And they didn't pay it for whatever. So it's a headache. Andrew, share your story. What happened? Transport still on that. When do you oil analysis? A lot looking at used trucks. 107. Okay, so Ryan, you want to do an oil change at the end of your oil change. So don't do an oil change right in the middle of it. Sometimes, I mean, even doing an oil change when you're buying a truck is not going to help you at all, because more than likely they put fresh oil on it. So if you do an oil analysis on a truck that's been sitting there, you're not going to get a good reading. The best reading is when the oil has been in there for a long time. So when the oil's in there for a long period of time, you get a better reading. That's whenever you should do oil changes. How much are oil analysis vary? They're cheap. They're not that expensive. What is ash cleaning? Ash cleaning, this is very important, guys. Pay attention. Okay, ash cleaning is not only getting your DPF filter clean, it's also cleaning your DOC, which is going to be backwards blowing it with the one box off. Cleaning your 7th injector, getting eyes on your EGR cooler to make sure you don't have built up. Make sure you don't have built up on your intake sensors, DEFs, differential pressure sensors. Any of DEF or any soot build up on any of these sensors, any of these components can cause you to have problems. 46, and 64, 18. What Andrew's still having issues with. More than likely, his problems happen more upstream. Wabo, because he said he got work done at TAT and still had same problems, so Trey deleted his comment. Not cool. We know that. Trey apologized for doing that, guys. Alex, my 2009 Cascadia DD15 is overcharging batteries. It smells like rotten eggs before they all failed. Batteries are new, alternator 1 year old. Any ideas? I mean, it sounds like you have a charging system issue. I would definitely check that out. You might have maybe some cables that are grounded out, maybe a power cable grounded out. You know, I did an inspection on a used truck that came in, and the power cable was actually hanging on a reinforcement bar. It's like a frame stiffener that goes up under the transmission, and it was just sitting there. And I pointed that out to him. I said, man, check this out. They said this truck was ready for you, and you got your main power cable. This is your main battery cable. It's like this big around, sitting on a right below the transmission. Has got that, you know, that bar, that frame support, that sturdy. But anyway, that was rubbing there. So you might need to check that out. Check your electrical system out. Check with the batteries disconnected. Check your electrical system out. Make sure everything's working correctly and nothing's grounded out. Wow, there's a bunch of, I mean, wow, chat blew up with that comment. Guys, man, they caused thanks transport. Damn, not cool. Yeah, we know I have a DD15 that's getting close to 500K. I think about a valve adjustment, but the truck is getting 8.5 average miles per gallon. Pulling a reefer trailer, would you even mess with it? If it's at 500K, I mean, it's gonna call for it. I would do it if you want to keep that fuel mileage. Why you lose the fuel mileage? If you start losing the fuel mileage, maybe the valve adjustment won't get that fixed for you. So I would suggest doing the valve adjustment. Following your intervals is very important. Fabian's watching from Orlando. We got a few retracted comments. Andrew, type your comment again. As Transport says it, everybody wants to know what happened. Guys, if you're just coming down, there was a comment removed by marketing, and I'm sorry to keep bringing this up, but if you're just joining us, marketing removed a comment about a customer that just came in that spent $1,200 and he was here all day with an after treatment issue. Okay, as I mentioned, he had more than one after treatment fault. I looked up the codes. I'm going to add the codes onto the comment so you can see that he had he didn't have just 6418. He had actually faulted out NOx sensor, so that's why his NOx sensor was replaced. And another thing is he was here all day. Sorry for your having you here all day, but it does take time, man. It takes time getting you in, testing it out. It takes time, so I apologize. So marketing accidentally removed it. He didn't accidentally. He unknowingly removed that, not knowing that I didn't. None of that doesn't bother me. I'm interested to know what happens too. Even when we open up more locations in other areas, I'm gonna depend on you guys to let me know what's going on at the shops, man. Because if you're not getting what needs to get taken care of, I need to know what's up. But look how quick that I was able to look that up and look up the history. This is why I have procedures in place, guys. I have procedures in place where technicians are turning in everything in. I'm involved in a lot of it. So if I see information that gets done, incorrectly, I do raise some flags up. Hey, Francisco, why is this getting replaced? Why is that done? Why is this? Let me look. I'm very involved. So I didn't know exactly who it was when you first brought it up, but once I was able to catch up to it, I was right away knowing what happened. Oil analysis and coolant analysis are the key to know how good your engine is. Thank you for that comment there, Frank. Coolant would be just checking your nitrate levels. Those are easier. You can buy nitrate strips. Those are really easy. Thanks for answering. Yes, sir. What batteries do you recommend? Got Volvo 2019 and batteries are average, last a year. That's normal. I would go with at least, if you can go 1,000 cranking amps and above, don't mess with anything below 1,000 cranking amps. How do you feel about MAC truck sales? I don't like any kind of truck sales, to be honest with you. Right now is a really, really thin market. So every truck is the best truck to buy in a salesman's eyes. Be careful with used trucks right now. Be careful. The market is, everybody wants used trucks. Transport, where are you from? Transport is from California. Cali, Transport. Yes, sir. Cali is a bad man. People dropping rates. Oh, man, they're talking rates. Picking up your cheap freight. Wow. California should be paying good right now. Why are y'all paying less? Isn't still produce? It's still produce season right now. Are we out of produce season? Transport sounds like a great guy. He's a great guy. He likes to beat me up, though. MAC, don't buy. Exactly. I wouldn't do it. They are robbing people. Exactly. How much do you charge to change filter? What filter are we talking about? Wahab. Calm down, Transport. The user was put on hold while we researched the repair ticket. When placed on hold, it deletes the comment. Scroll back up and you will see his other comments. Oh, so it wasn't marketing. Marketing should have said something. I'm over here beating up marketing, and it wasn't even marketing. I don't know what happened. Either way, I mean, we got to do that, man. You know, there's trollers out here, man. I didn't even know I would be trolled, and I'm a truck repair guy. Hell, I didn't even know trollers would follow me. I heard good things about Tat. That's why I watch all the videos and any helpful information. You know, we try to satisfy everybody, but as the old saying goes, you can't satisfy everybody. So what I try to do, they're called SOPs, standard operating procedures, SOPs. I beat my guys up about it. I can guarantee my manager's probably sick of hearing SOPs. So guys, don't be ugly. You know, we didn't know what was going on. It doesn't look like it was Trey. It looks like it was automated. There are trolls on that can come on chat, and they can get a little ugly or some of the videos. Who cares? It doesn't bother me. Being a YouTuber is like being a beauty pageant. You're being judged from every angle. Thanks for the comment, Chase. Cash is king. I'm sorry, Cash is king. Thanks for the comment. Yeah, you're right, man. I'm being watched under a microscope. I gotta watch what I say. I gotta make sure. You know, I'm a very emotional type of guy. I like being involved in all different types of information. All this new information kind of really interests me. I like it. But you're right. You know, you got to be careful of what you say. When we go over our videos, it takes time to shoot these videos because we want to be specific. I don't want to release any kind of bad information out there. So don't worry about it, bro. I'll be to your shop, and you're a good person. Thank you. I appreciate that. And yeah, there's gonna be times, you know, it's gonna be tough. You know, we got a lot of guys come in at the same time. We're trying to get everybody moving, and it's a Monday. Mondays Mondays are crazy. So that Andrew came in on a Monday. We got you in and out. I apologize that you still had it, but you can come back, and we'll definitely help you out. I'll definitely help you out. If you need help with an ash cleaning, which is probably more than likely the problem, something more upstream, we're more than happy to help you out. I can give you credit here, guys. So Andrew, if you want to come back, I'm more than happy to help you. We appreciate your information. Thanks, Marlo. How affect emissions delete? Man, you know what? This is supposed to be about delete. This whole video was supposed to be about deletes, but fast forward to the beginning of the video if you want to hear more about deletes. So, you know, we talked about emissions. We talked about hydrogen being the new, maybe the new solution. I was, at Transport Rewire, what you're talking about, because we are all lost about your claim. Okay, new truck. He's talking about, I think I'm behind. Hopefully you already saw. Okay. I got to do something to do Adam. Tad Express, thanks for helpful. I'm going to come back and finish up the video. Thanks a lot. Keep up good work. Keep making good content and helping us, and appreciate it. Okay, so Wabco just took off, or however he says his name. Thanks for joining us. I mean, we've been on for almost 2 hours. Alex says, why do I have crystallization around the DEF gasket? If you haven't had an ash cleaning at 300,000 miles, go ahead and get that ash cleaning done. DEF that's normal buildup, but you got to get it cleaned. You got to get it cleaned up. What happens is if you don't get it cleaned up, you can clog up a nozzle, or you can throw your NOx sensors off and get some bad reading. Come on with the drama. Don't worry about it. I appreciate it, 404. I do worry about shit too much. But at the same time, customers, you guys are my viewers, and my customers, you're very important to me. So if there's anything that has anything to say, then let me know. Let me see here. Each money says at Transport, what do they say and what repairs were done, not fixes, after treatment problems? I'm not saying nothing about the repairs. Now Transport don't want to say nothing. I mean, it's out there. Play it back. I kind of explained everything, and I'm going to add the repair list, or the fault report that we found. Eagles, what do you recommend on changing preventive maintenance on a DD15 600K? At 600K, every 300K you need to do ash cleanings once. That's the filter cleanings, everything that I mentioned. And 500K you're gonna get valve adjustments, so do that as well. 200K you're gonna be checking out your belts. You can change out coolant as well at 200 to 300K. If you haven't done it, keep your coolant in good condition. So that's very important. Adam, how are you? I have a DT12 transmission shifting just fine. My truck miles over 700. Did you recommend to do service like change the oil and filter? 500 to 600K is oil and filter on a DT12 transmission. Thanks for the comment. Sorry, Adam, but I wasn't talking nothing about the repair work. You were just reading old comments before topic started. I'm sorry, when I start to read and I want to talk about the subject. I want to talk about whatever I'm talking about, and I don't want to just be on the comments, because I feel like I catch up to the comments and then I run out of comments, and now I'm waiting for comments. But then if I talk too long, my comments get backed up. So yeah, LOL, I get blamed for removing comment. Comment was placed on hold while research on ticket. Adam, love your videos. Stay up. I appreciate the support. What about RB? I don't know what RB. Are you running on full bay? You know, Frankie, I just started actually using full bay. We haven't fully launched it yet. We are going to start using full bay. It's the only, we were using Mitchell 1, but I feel like Mitchell 1 is more kind of like an older software, not doing any kind of updates. So we got, all my guys already have tablets, but we're not doing work orders on the tablets. We're doing inspections on the tablets. So now we're going to be doing work order on the tablets. So we're excited about that. We're just getting everybody trained up. So I appreciate that question. But yeah, we're going to be using full bay, Frankie. Pretty hard for Adam to research and for him to keep up with the live unless info is given to him while he's. Adam and I put over 1.5 years making these free videos to help out. Adam, forget about it. By the way, you were reading my old comments before you started talking about it. Forget about what happened. Is Adam behind on the comments? I am behind on the comments. Is there an alternative to the dealership one box? You can come to us. I mean, we can, you know, there was an incident where a customer, yeah, in some cases, you're going to have to make more than one trip. If you have more than one problem, in some cases, we're going to have to fix more than one problem. I'm sorry about that, you know. Yeah, in some cases, you may have to leave your truck. You know, rushing troubleshooting is not recommended. Adam, new Cummins X15 engine, any insight? Not yet. I want to get some more insight. Usually we see them when they start falling out of warranty and they stop covering warranties at the dealerships. That's when they start coming to see us. So I'm excited about it. I haven't seen too many in the shop. Usually when they fall out of warranty, as I mentioned. Guys, I've been going on for almost 2 hours. And really, this has been a really exciting chat. There's, you know, we talked about deletes, we talked about solutions, we talked about what I see in deletes. We had a little bit of drama with some customer information. So really good live today, guys. I really had an exciting time. I think I'm probably gonna wrap this up. I still got some shooting to do in the shop for this engine that's in the shop that came from another shop that was due for. I mean, it came in and had some bunch of issues. It was a big headache, man. Hey, let's see. Has Adam, are you doing a great job? You're building a good business, and anybody with a brain can see you doing the right thing. So maybe a little bit of change and you're behind. Now you're in public. You're right. DPG, I appreciate the comment. Being in public is different. You know, we're going to be shooting more lives. I'm going to be shooting more content. I'm actually going to be starting a training series as well. So I'm really excited about all this information that's coming out. And yeah, but you know, getting more limelight is, and I don't even feel like the limelight's that large, but it's just nitpicking. It's, you know, and I like it. It makes me be up on my game. You know, I got to stay up on my game. I got to make sure I'm staying current and everything. I don't want to just be laxing and giving you laxful information. I want to make sure you're getting correct information. So you can all find it here. You know, you don't have to look everywhere else. Colorado watching. Thanks for watching. This is a nice live. It is, Frankie. I appreciate you joining us. This is what we do every Sunday. This is probably the most livest live, if that makes sense, that we've had. We talked about the biggest subject around deletes, guys. Everyone knows deletes is a big subject. But, you know, it's coming to an end now. You know, I'm almost going on for 2 hours. This is it is a very nice live. Had a cracked DPF box and found out no sensor were hooked up on top of the box, and that's why I had no codes. LMR lease are known for this. Well, that's another thing. Like I mentioned, back to the deletes, they're modifying to manipulate readings on the system. So if there's safeguards that they're manipulating, it could manipulate the system where you can have issues. So thanks for sharing that. DD15 mileage, he's got 832K. What's recommended service? Every 300K ash cleaning, as I mentioned. I think I brought this up already. We're actually releasing a video next Sunday about DD15 maintenance. So make sure you check that out, Edward. I appreciate that comment. My 2016 DD15 engine is covered in black soot around the injectors. If it's black soot around the injectors, if that's going to be on the driver's side, if it's on the driver's side, that may be an intake leak. Intake gaskets do leak. They got really thin gaskets. And so if you do have intake leak, what I do see happen on DD15s is the head will get corroded where those seals actually mate. the sealing surface is made, and sometimes you might have to replace the head in big cases, like if you have a lot of corrosion. The video is be helpful. Work for the syllabus Bahamas. Oh, he's working from the Bahamas. Watching from the Bahamas. That's cool. Hopefully you guys didn't get too much on those hurricanes. I know there were. Thank you for your answer. Any suggestions on rear NPM? Rear, okay, 3 box oil changes. That's your transmission, differentials, and differentials. 3 boxes. That's your transmission and both differentials. Every 500K synthetic oil. How long you going to be in your shop? I'm 20 minutes away coming out. If transport, you want to come by, I'm going to be here. I'll be here. We got to start. We're going to shoot a video in the shop. We got to finish that up. Call us before you show up. I want to make sure we're not moving around. On board for DD15 training. I'll pay top dollar. Eagles, don't worry, it's coming. It's going to be a lot of work, though. 404, this is it. If you're going to buy your own truck, you know your truck in and out. Exactly, 404. Even if you're going to buy a truck and put a driver in it, it's very important. And transport might be here already. I don't know. I see a truck pulled up. Somebody just pulled up. I got cameras on. I got the display over here, so it's okay. Mileage 452 3. Yes, it is. Oh, it is on the driver's side. Okay, swamp. That's gonna Swamp Girl 69. Wow, that's a cool name. Check the gaskets, man. Check the gaskets on that, man. I would check the gaskets, and when you do remove that intake manifold, make sure that nah, that's somebody else. Make sure that you check the mating surfaces that are not pitting. Transport, if you want to come by, we'll be here. If you want to come by, we're gonna be shooting. Trey's got to take off, so maybe y'all can duke it out in the parking lot. I don't know. I'm just joking. He wasn't the one that pulled the comment, guys. I was way behind on the comments. You guys are so much more ahead of me than when I'm actually shooting, because I'm trying to follow comment to comment. So the actual real lives that are coming on are way below, guys. But hey, I'm gonna wrap it up, guys. We've our viewers are kind of ranking down, but hey, I would like to stay on longer. We could talk more. Trey trying to hide. He's here, man. I mean, guys, you know we're gonna be open, guys. If you want, we'll do an interview with my manager so we can get some more information on that specific incident, guys. You guys, thanks for everybody that joined us today. I had a really good time on today's live. A very, very exciting. A lot of we had the drama. We had everything come in, guys. I'm very excited that everybody was here to join us, guys. If you haven't subscribed to us, make sure to subscribe to us, and make sure to, if you're already subscribed to us, hit the notification bell. Turn on notifications so you're notified when we release new videos. We got another video coming out this Sunday, guys. If you guys are already doing have a DD15, you're looking at DD15 maintenance, that's going to be covering DD15 maintenance. 1939, J1939 just got released today. So if you haven't checked that out, that was J1939. If you guys own a fleet or you're dealing with trucks and you're doing issues, say for example, you're own a fleet and you're adding e-logs and your e-logs is having you tie into the J1939. Check that video out before you do that, guys. So guys, I appreciate everybody joining us. I'm going to go ahead and end the chat, or end this live today. Chat was super live. We're going to be live again next Sunday. We'll see what we'll talk about. Hopefully I was able to answer some of your questions and concerns about your deletes. You can hit me up during the weekday at 972-225-3017. You can also visit us here at the shop, or you can email us at info@tatexpressinc.com. Guys, you guys take care, and until I see you next week, man, you guys be safe. I'll see you guys. Take care.
I came from the mud. There's dirt on my hands. Strong like a tree. There's roots where I stand. Oh, I've been running from the law. Hope they won't shoot me down soon. They sing on a sleepless night. Try to catch me howling at the moon. When it rains sunrise.